G'day and welcome to More Than Warriors and the weekly Warrior Check-In. Today, really lucky to be here with Norm McGilvray.
Hey Andrew.
How are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
Awesome. I've known Norm for a couple of years and we haven't seen each other for probably 4, 5, 6.
4, 5, 6? It probably is actually, yeah. At least 4, I would say.
Yeah. So, I wanted to catch up with Norm just to do the check-in. Norm is the founder and the CEO of an organisation, not-for-profit called Beddown, which you might have heard of. So what that's all about is providing a safe space for homeless people to not only sleep but try and piece their life back together again. I'm going to do a longer chat with Norm about that because it's something that I know he's passionate about, and it's something that we need. But for just today, we'll just do the check-in. So the same question I always start with, Norm: how are you feeling? And it can't be good or fine because that's the weather.
Okay, and oddly enough, the weather is looking a bit grey at the moment. So how am I feeling? I'm feeling excited at the moment, Andrew. Obviously, we're all coming off the back of this nasty bug that's been going around called COVID-19, and as the restrictions are being lifted, as a charitable organisation that looks to help the homeless access, as Andrew says, safety, shelter, security, sleep and services, and we do this in an interesting way, which I'm sure Andrew's going to send the links to. But during the virus, we've had to close down our operations. Now as the virus and the restrictions are lifted, I'm excited because there's opportunities both here in Brisbane and also in Sydney at the moment, so I'm super excited about that.
Awesome. Yeah, and I think you share a lot of people's feeling that was a tough time over those last couple of months.
It's been very challenging.
Yeah,
for sure.
Next one is it, and I think you almost touched on it then. Is there something that you're excited about and giving you energy at the moment?
Yeah, look, Beddown. It's like Duracell batteries for me, Beddown. It sort of energizes me, especially when you're fortunate to be in the position to help our most vulnerable and see the impacts of the kind of work that we do, and also other amazing organisations. That energizes me. I mean, I'm energized by the opportunities as we've just been talking about. So yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at the moment in terms of excitement levels.
So what do you find with that excitement and that energy? What impact does that then have on the rest of your life? Say with your family.
Yeah, look, the whole journey of Beddown, which I'm sure we're going to go into in a longer form, as you've already indicated, has pretty much consumed my life for the last 2 years. 2 years. It'll be 2 years in August coming up, and there's been a lot of sacrifices along the way, and yeah, not impacted, but more my time. I suppose I haven't spent the quality of time that I should have done with my family because I've been totally consumed by getting a new. Anyone that's trying to create a new business, never mind a charitable organisation, knows that you put more than just 100% into something to get your venture off the ground. You're sort of all in. So yeah, that's probably been one of the challenges, is that I probably haven't spent the quality of time with the family that I would have liked to have done.
Again, I think you speak. I think there'll be a lot of men out there listening to this, nodding their head, saying, "Yep." Any other challenges or specific challenges that you're facing at the moment? Because I guess what we want to try and do in these is get a balance of things that are going really well, things that you're challenged by.
Yeah, so the biggest challenge probably for us at the moment is being a charitable organisation, especially in these strange times in Australia over the last sort of 6-7 months, where we've all experienced things like droughts, bushfires, floods, and now COVID-19. For a very small grassroots charity trying to raise funds, that's been super challenging. Really has been probably the biggest challenge for us, and continues to be probably into the next few months.
Yeah. So I'm sure that's but I'm sure I have great faith in human ingenuity and resourcefulness and resilience.
Yeah, we've got a fundraiser on the go at the moment where we're trying to raise a significant amount of funding through Facebook. And the way we're doing that in terms of is obviously with COVID, and the likes of Bunnings and Officeworks have seen a spike in their sales with people going to renovate their houses and home offices and such. And where you'd normally go to those places and buy a snag to support a charity, a sausage sizzle, we've gone to a virtual version of that. So trying to entice people in to donate at least $2.50, but we need a lot of $2.50s.
Yeah.
So we're trying to be creative, but also make it a low barrier to entry, because obviously a lot of people have lost their jobs during this time. But trying to garnish and garner support through that process.
Yeah.
But it's very interesting being a charity when you rely heavily on donations of people, because you've got to try and get people to part with the dollar, which is always difficult when there's been so much other things going on, like we've been talking about bushfires. You know, it's been a lot of attention's been on that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And lastly, Norm, the last question is, what is it that you do? So, and interestingly, we were talking about meditation. What do you do that brings you back to your centered, grounded space? Because I guess with all the ups and downs, and you know, that might be going to nature, going down to the beach, whatever it is there something you do? Yeah,
look, I mean, as we were talking about sort of meditation, and I'm an advocate for meditation. It's just that I'm really crappy at doing it, as we were talking about earlier. But I do enjoy sort of walks in nature, but again, been a bit complacent, haven't done as much as that as I probably should have done. I tell you the one thing that keeps me centered, and that's my wife.
Right.
She brings me back down to earth. You know, at the minute, she's got, as a lot of families and people have been doing through this time, have been renovating their houses. I've been assembling flat packs at night and all the rest of it. So she's bringing me back down to earth that way. And that also gives me the opportunity to spend some time with her and check in with her. So it's a weird one, but yeah, my wife's been bringing me back down to earth for sure.
So I think, you know, one of the things that I keep hearing over and over again is, and this I guess goes to the heart of the reason for More Than Warriors, is, you know, that busyness that we can get caught up in. However, what I'm hearing is it sounds like that connection and that ability to connect with your wife is what brings you back to your center.
That's right.
And I think, you know, that's true for in a lot of us, in a lot of our relationships. You know, that if we can just stop and really connect with people, that's what brings us alive.
Yeah, and there's more I can do to become centered. Like you've imparted some great tools over the years to able to do that and become grounded and present. But you know, putting that into practice is sometimes is easier said than done.
Oh sure, and I put my hand up for not doing that.
So there's more I can do, but there's always something else that's distracting me or challenged me and dragging me in different directions. So but my wife certainly brings me back to
Awesome. Well, thank you, Norm,
thank you,
for taking the time, and I look forward to our longer catch up next week. And thank you guys for tuning in. And I'll put the links for Beddown, the LinkedIn, Facebook, and website in the comments. Make sure you go and have a look what Norm's doing. It's amazing. Okay, thanks guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.